Let's take a look at dividing using the place value sections method in order to better understand the role that place value plays in the process of division. We'll start with the problem 764 divided by 4. This could also be written as 764 divided by 4. Now when we use place value sections method, we want to set up an area model just as we would with multiplication. So I'm going to start by drawing a rectangle model. Now my dividend, 764, is written inside the area model with the divisor, 4, written outside. Because my dividend has 3 place values, hundreds, tens, and ones, I'm going to start by dividing my rectangle model into 3 sections. My hundreds, plus my tens, plus my ones. Now the first question that I teach the kids to ask themselves is, how many hundreds could I multiply by 4, my divisor, in order to get a value that is less than or equal to 764, which is my dividend? And in this case, I could multiply 100 times 4 to get 400. Now if I increase that to 200 times 4, then I've gone above my dividend of 764 to 800. I can't do that. So we teach the kids to stop here and then subtract to now find a new dividend. So when I subtract, I come up with a new dividend of 364. That dividend now gets written into my tens section, 364. This 100 that is now written above my hundred section becomes my first partial quotient. So my next step is to figure out how many tens could be multiplied by 4 to give me a value of 364 or less. I teach the kids that they can start by just beginning with one group of 10 times 4 and figuring out the product. 10 times 4 is 40. I could certainly get closer to 364 than 40. So I might increase it by up to 5 groups of 10 times 4. 5 groups of 10 times 4 is 200. Now I could still get closer to 364, so I might bump that up a little bit more. Some of the kids at this point might recognize that 364 has 36 groups of 10 in it. Well, I know that 9 tens times 4 equals 36 tens, or 360. And in this case, that's as close as I'm going to get to my dividend of 364 without going over. Now I'm going to subtract 364 minus 360 to get the remainder that's left of 4. That 4 is going to come up to my last place value section, my ones place. And now I'm going to ask myself, how many ones could I multiply by 4 in order to get a value that is less than 4 or equal to 4? And the answer, of course, is 1. 1 times 4 equals 4. And now I'm going to subtract to see if my final quotient will have a remainder. And in this case, there is no remainder. 4 minus 4 equals 0. My last step is to add up each of my partial quotients, 100 plus 90 plus 1, to get a total quotient of 191 with no remainder. In conclusion, 764 divided by 4 equals 191. This was a closer look at how to use place value sections method in order to divide.